Rogin, it looks like I am live at this point. Okay, hopefully this sounds okay to everybody. I don't know who's listening, who's here, but yeah, what's the plan today? Talk about this. Let's start with a word. I'm gonna start with a little word today. Actually, we're called thebe. Um, it is an open source project. Let me go to the GitHub. Uh, thebe. It's in the executable books project organization, and then it's over here. And I think there's like a little history here. Let's see. So here's the
Screen reader on. Could not find current location.
okay, maybe
Screen
it's not
reader off.
working there. Okay, anyway. So basically what this tool does is it turns static web pages into interactive computation, and it uses a tool called Jupyter. So just going to think about both of these concepts for a little bit. Think about Thebe. Going to think about actually we're going to think about Jupyter. We should really kind of consider the impact of that tool. So Jupyter won like an ACM award. I think it was 2018. Jupyter, not country music. Um, Bunch of great folks won. And yeah, this is to recognize like software that is going to be enduring. They're critical pieces of infrastructure, especially for science. Um, and yeah, um, this tool, this concept, brought this. I think I had like two main contributions. Let's look at, believe there's an architecture diagram somewhere that describes just one of them. So Jupyter architecture. Um, so, well, it's gotten a little bit more complex than the last time. So we're looking for the concept of a kernel here. A bunch of people have explained this better than I have before, but the kernel is sort of an idea, is a system you can send messages to, it runs some computation, and you get some information back, right? So like when you're developing, when you're working at the command line, I think Alan Perlis had a Perlisism here. As a constant, one man's constant, another man's. Mm, okay. Nope. Fetch. Oh no. Thought there was like only one constant in computing. The like fetch. Oh, fetch execute cycle maybe. Let's see. There's so many of these. Uh, let's see. Can I not see it because of where my face is? Okay. Nice. I like doing the. Okay. Something is not letting me resize the way I want to. Oh yes, there it is. So I think the only universal in the computing field is the fetch execute cycle. And this is what Jupyter brought to everybody and was recognized for. So this is one thing. Um, and then the other thing that Jupyter um, is recognized for is the MB format. So this format is a schematization of literate programs. It is a format that puts different types of documents into the same document. Now, Usually we need a whole full application down below to um, run code. The other place we could run code is in JavaScript. Um, but if I'm in JavaScript, I don't always have access to Python. But it seems like there's increasingly more ways to access Python, actually. So I got a few pens here. Um, Definitely want a brush pen. Um, Quicker with that one. Cool. So we just spent some time. Actually, I'm way quickest with the Sharpie. All right. So we started talking about Jupyter, and we started talking about basically two protocols that they that were critical from it. Concept of kernels. Sorry about none of this being prepared, but that's kind of the point of it. I don't remember things in a real linear way. Even if I wrote some shit down, I just lose myself. And then the notebook document. The notebook format is what allows notebooks to be rendered on GitHub, on GitLab, or just in HTML. The so this has the IPyNB extension here. This format is many things at once. Um, I think from like a thermodynamic perspective, it's metastable. Um, it's really a data file. It sucks to read. It's only good until you put it into a place that people can see, people that can where they can understand and enjoy and experience the document. So the raw format is nothing you want to look at, but the HTML, the PDF, EPUB. I want to see PDF die, less accessible. Um, and then people want to go and stretch this really far and they want like full on applications. And this is where thebe fits in. Because in order to have a full on application, at least in the Jupyter way of things, you need to basically connect. So this is an application layer. So Jupyter's one application layer. And thebe is another application layer. Um, and it allows HTML elements, things that do have form and function, to transform into interactive code. Um, Now, this is an old concept, and we're going to visit some of the history of that, and then we'll implement it a little bit, and then I'm going to see how it works on some stuff I've done before. Try to keep it around an hour, and yeah. So let me just take a look at this real fast. Yeah, so these are our applications. There are many applications. So basically what we're going to do today is we're going to bolt on thebe to MB convert. So MB convert's actually the tool that's going to give us the HTML, but we're going to find a way to shimmy compute into our static document. It's going to be really fun. But before that, we're going to kind of look at a history of static computation, um, Jupiter-wise. Uh, yeah, cool. Maybe we throw the mouse back over here and we look at, start with our notebook. We add this special kernel, this thebe application layer, and then we render it with MB convert. And we see how it all gets to work together. But before we do that, as always, from the initial dump, we go and record the notes that we've taken. And there's one more that I want to dive into. Um, and we should always be, so I'll go and add more details back later. But basically, what we're after here is we're after this like constant. We're after a way to capture this constant, right? Like when I duck into here and I say 10 and it gives me 10, this is the fetch execute cycle. It's not, probably not this much the same. Keyboards probably sound a lot different. Probably feel a lot different. The mechanics are a lot different. But for the most part, the idea of asking the computer about something is not much different, is it? Let's do a little Q here for a quote. I mean, we'll just cite this. I don't understand the purpose of doing this, actually. If somebody is listening and knows, that would be pretty cool to find out. So let's close this stuff. I don't have a great computer, so it's better that I keep tabs closed. I actually never really have more than like 10 tabs open. In general, I think most people would find me crazy. Oh, I think, nice, was missing that. So let's go and save that. So this is some markdown, this is some markdown. And now we have our start here. Okay, let's go and like look up the word thief. Uh, wiki, wiki thief. Sick. Cool. All right. That's why. Basically, everybody who does stuff in Jupiter names things after a moon of Jupiter because there's so many damn moons. But there's a finite number of moons, so we will find out. Unless maybe they discover more. But anyway, let's see. Of course, they named a moon after some Greek mythology. Um, Probably should. It won't let me do my resizing the way I like normally do it, so my hotkeys are a little bit goofed up here. Okay, so there's a currency in Botswana. Um, there is a an okay, more Greek mythology. Um, okay, I don't know. Okay, let's go and see. Let's check out these. I love Earl Sweatshirt. Very curious. I guess his first name is Thief. Very, very cool. I hope he's happy one day. He always seems sad in his songs. Let's check this out. That is an awesome vest. Um, so the Basile, Thebe Magugu won Louis Vuitton designer prize. Very cool. See some see some stuff. Uh, okay, I was why wouldn't there be more pictures? I always like seeing new fashion. Um, Beautiful. Oh, that's awesome. It's always good to have new links to share with my wife. These are very pretty. Um, and there's another link that looked really, really interesting too. Is thebe, um, a astrophysicist known for cosmic Africa. We're going to look into that to reconcile science and myth. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense. There's probably a lot of, I don't know how to say it, like native indigenous knowledges that conflict with modern sciences, especially like through observation and storytelling and the it's a different kind of tonality and language too, so it can communicate more. Um, Very cool. At some point, I hope to go and watch this. But yeah, it seems like Thebe is a good rabbit hole to head down, and maybe there's some videos we'll watch sometime. And actually, let's take a quick look here. Spelling is terrible. Cosmic Africa. Um, cool. Been in some film festivals. That's awesome. That looks like an event. Got some Rotten Tomatoes. Oh, what's NASA saying? NASA ads. Man, at some point I'm just gonna have to admit I like space. I've been talking about space on like every episode here or something, but very excellent to see this. I think it's interesting to explore these alternative sciences that have really like I mean modern science is only a few centuries old, right? But like these in like these generational knowledges, these natural sciences that have been passed down, they're valid and they need to like interact because like right now, like modern science is not sustainable. Modern science based on the Industrial Revolution is absolutely nuts. Um, but yeah, we need some balance. Jane Jacobs would find herself quite sad. But yeah, we talked about a bunch of different thebes here. And the one that we're really going to focus on is this thebe. Um, oh, crud. We uh, we got to go and add some more uh, thebe links. Um, oh no! Stop taking. Mm. Jupiter just did a new release. I think I'm on. Let's see, that Jupiter Lab. I'm on 4.2. So that came out very recently, and every new release there is a new surprise keyboard shortcut that you used to have working that just doesn't seem to work anymore. And yeah, this kind of an echo chamber of development and design there, unfortunately. Oh God, I closed these things that I wanted to keep open. So like when I'm working in Jupyter, I've got this like full-fledged application here. And this is about Thebe, right? So let's go. We that, and then we also wanted to maybe we put Earl Sweatshirt tracking here. Um, no, we didn't want. We wanted to oof, add this gentleman, this them. I wanted to add them. Okay, great. We'll leave that for now and come back and clean that up a little bit later. But in the meantime, what we wanted to talk about, this is why I didn't like slow down or do nothing. Okay, so now we've got just regular notebook mode, and then full screen, and then we copy these links, so don't need them, but we are going to leave this here because we're going to tinker around with this documentation quite a bit. So first of all, I want to, let's just make sure that we have some code here. And it says print, we're going to make it say print 12, and just prints the number 12. It's nothing special, right? But it's going to set us up for what we want to ultimately achieve. So we're going to go and export this as HTML. We open that up, and now this is what the document looks like, right? Right now, if I had this, I could use this as my scratch pad always, if I could run code. So that's where thebe comes in. But we're not going to do that yet. Sorry. Uh, we'll get there. Back to our document here. I want to go back over to GitHub, go to the repository real fast. Let's see what our history says. Legacy for legacy information on builds. Okay, so it got some funding from Open Dream Kit. Um, and there's some Lisp 4 here. And Yeah, I don't know. There's a long history here. I don't know necessarily how to get back to it, but it looks like the executable books folks have been putting in a lot of work, which is super great. Good to see them crushing it. Um, but yeah, at least it's maintained. Thank you, Steve J. Pervs. That's awesome. Ron Crockett crushing it. Oh, y'all have been putting in all the work. That's amazing. I thought, who did this get transferred ownership from somebody before? I thought there was some more like history to it. Killer. Anyway, because I remember first hearing about this with a project. We're probably gonna have to like look this stuff up on. Oh, we might have to go to like Internet Archive for some of these things. Um, or maybe this wasn't, maybe I'm confusing things, but the earliest thing I remember. So I used to host these events called Jupiter Days. They were like 1 day events where people shared their notebooks and shared their special interest, and it was just like super duper fun. And Looks like this is one of them. I think this was the one that we got a. Yeah, great. Here's to 2016. Here's to some reproducible science here. But this is a talk called Oriole. And Let's go in. Man, so this is Paco Nathan gave this talk. He's doing some rad stuff with knowledge graphs right now. But this was some really progressive stuff that was coming out of the O'Reilly Media Group at the time. And these were heavily produced. This isn't the right place to be looking. Let's see, we're gonna get a back end error here. Um, all of these links will be available, so you can look at them yourself. Yeah, so um, we don't we don't really need this right now. That's great. Okay, so so there's this idea. I think they call it scrolly telling now. I doubt this is a live link anymore. If well, that's cool. It goes right to a notebook. That's really sweet. Right to an MB viewer. So, for those of you who don't know, this is written by Peter Norvig, yeah, another person with a Wikipedia, of course, and also a really great Actually, let's go to his blog instead. So he's got a list of his notebooks, which is awesome. Okay, great. Maybe this is worth a star. He's updated these 5 days ago. How cool! Oh my God. There's this Jot Travis in here. Man, uh, this needs to. I hope his build chain's okay. What's the newest thing that Peter Norvig did? This is so exciting to me. Like, I wish like Peter Norvig's like notebooks came to me like a um video drop or music drop or something. Wow, he's writing a bunch of stuff. This is so cool. Um, wow, this is great. So this is exemplary here. Because this is going to be like the most accessible layout. You start with a big H1, and then you start with some description. And so this is ridiculously cool. So this is some basic code. That's a sample program. And then we get a basic grammar, and then we can show tokenizing it. This is amazing, amazing. I'm having so much fun looking at this. So this is now we've gone past the tokenization part, so now we're going to be able to like work with the tokens. So this is sort of the lexical analysis. Now we're testing the tokenizer, lines in the program, and oh, this is not a short notebook. This is not a short notebook. Okay, okay. So there's a lot going on here. And then anyway, oh, this is so I don't know. Eh, I I hope Peter Norvig's using the structural pattern matching. I hope he's on 310 soon. Uh, this would look so nice with some structural pattern matching. Nice new feature. But yeah, who am I to say Peter Norvig and the basic compiler that you're writing in a single notebook? This is fabulous. So, I mean, this is kind of really support, I think, for the practicality of these things, especially for writing ideas. I think that this is so cool. I really hope to be able to revisit this sometime uh, soon. You know what? At the end of all of this, if Thebe were to work, it would work against this notebook. So maybe we'll try and raise the dead here at some point. It would be very, 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 very cool little experiment to try actually. Neat. I'm excited to for the possibilities with this bicycling statistics. Wow. I climbed to space. Fabulous. Fabulous. Okay, cool. Some transclusion right off of the bat. Amazing. Very cool analysis. Looks like this can stay evergreen too. Um, Wow, love this. So this is going to give a lot of tabbing, which will be a nice feeling. Um, wow, the code's so nice. It's so clean. And you can see how when he goes wandering, uh, these are the values, right? Like there's the code is written in a way to be literate and not in your face, and we get this really cool scrolly telling, storytelling effect from just all the data. And this is perfect too. From an accessibility perspective, like all of these tables are likely available to screen readers. Probably, if they're not great, they could be improved. But like tables before tables to accompany visualizations. God, there's so much to learn from these notebooks. If somebody ever gets a chance to like teach a class in doing media studies on notebooks, these are really. a good example of something to analyze. There's clearly so much thought and care put into them. I wish I knew how to write words this way. Um, oh my God, doc strings and types. I, this is so well done and pro. Thank you, Peter Norvig, for posting your notebooks. Yeah, my zero viewers will share this with you, and you will find out. Anyway, no, it's so sick. I absolutely love looking at notebooks. They are like modern mixtapes. Um, they're little jokes, tricks, insider knowledge you send to your friends. Code gossip. Uh, we just the basic we want to try and see. We want to remember these. We want to remember these. Let's see how far we get. And got some ideas rattling around in my old noggin. Things rattle after all the concussions I've given myself. All right, cool. So we've got Peter Norvig's cool stuff recorded. Um, this is the Regex Golf one. So now this one here, we're back to Oriole. Um, the thing that was very amazing about Oriole is that while you were observing one of these documents on O'Reilly's site with the right compute, you'd actually, with the right um, infrastructure, they required a lot of infrastructure. I actually think Paco's talk had some infrastructure talk in it, or there were some infrastructure talks at some point. But anyway, Peter Norvig would walk through this, and as you were walking through, the video would scroll using something called Popcorn.js. Popcorn.js kind of made it easy to. I don't think this is maintained anymore. Yeah, yeah, it's been archived, but for a while, this was the bop and like being able to control video. So it was like a mix. It was just like so many like layers of media, almost like what's happening right now, but professional, and people watched it, and people who knew the fuck was talking, not just some guy in his proverbial basement. But anyway, we're like 35 minutes in, and I still want to talk about a few other things, and then we'll get to implementing this deep thing. Boom. So we went to this. Okay, yeah, great. So this is we're still in Paco's talk. So yeah, integration of video synchronized with text and execute code. It's just amazing. Like it was a beautiful, incredible vision, and we haven't really gotten. There's thebe. See that shit? I knew there was history here. So thebe's been around for a while. It's great that folks are maintaining it now, but that's like the sign of something that's healthy and something that's valuable. Um, this is a great picture of Donald Knuth. Um, Great. So I think that one of the things that I really want to highlight here, and maybe I'll actually like just pull these over into the notebook, is what we learned about teaching with notebooks. Um, let's see. Uh, I don't like reading stuff. It's really hard for me, and like I feel like if I do it right, you shouldn't have to read it.
Screen reader up, I don't know. Navigation. Leaving navigation. Will it invest the time and editorial effort to create a good introduction? Selected. Cap semicolon. Caps lock. Will it invest the time and editorial effort to create a good introduction? Selected. Will it keep your narrative simple and reasonably linear? Will it chunk both the text and the code into understandable parts? Will it alternate between text, code, output, further links, etc.? Will it leverage Markdown by providing interesting links for background, deep dive, etc.? Will it code cells should not be long, less than lines? Will it code cells must show that they run, producing at least Output. Bullet load data from the container, not the network. Bullet clear all output, then quote run all quote dash dash or it didn't happen. Bullet video narratives colon. There's text and there's subtext dot dot dot. Bullet pause after each quote beat quote dash dash smile. Breathe. Allow people to follow you. Leaving the text unselected. Leaving
Cool.
navigate. Thank you. Apologies. Left alt. Screen reader off.
Cool. So thank you for Screen Reader for helping me read all that. One of the biggest ones I've taken away from this is clear all output, then run all or it didn't happen. My personal is restart and run all or it didn't happen is how I've shortened it up, or rah rah GTFO. But yeah, I learned a lot from this talk. I'm still inspired by it, and that's why I'm kind of doing some of the stuff that we're doing today, because we're working with Thebe again. It's been in my head. I've had brainworms since I saw this talk. I want this, but I want everybody to have this. I want it to be able to like elevate voices that might not have access to all of these things. But if you've got a browser, you've got access to a lot of stuff. And if we start thinking that way, we can do some really cool things. But let's get back to our Thebe demo here. So in the demo, if I go and hit activate, I get some buttons and I get a code mirror thing, and I'll tell you why that's not that's not fun for assistive tech a little later. Run. So now they're asking for a kernel. Um, uh, okay, okay. So once the kernel shows up, that means so it's going out and requesting some resources from somewhere, some Python compute from some network. I'm not going to talk about that stuff. Y'all can look into it yourself. But we get a plot. The web page just changed, right? But that's Python. We usually don't have access to that. There's a few other ways we get access to it. One of them is Jupyter Lite. Jupyter Lite is a tool now that you can use where we can open up a WebAssembly build of Jupyter, and there's no local server or anything, and we have access to this compute. So let's go and do a restart run all or GTFO. Um, so I probably should have started this in a private, uh, in a incognito window. Okay, I don't know if it's going to get mad. Nice, nice, nice. Look at that. Doing P5J. It doesn't matter, right? But anyway, like this REPL isn't just Python, right? Like this is that kernel concept that's so general. There's hundreds of kernels. Not hardly any of them are maintained anymore. It's probably tragic. Um, but yeah, in the documentation, you can read about kernels. There's several different ones. There's C++ ones. There's SQL ones. There's Python ones, there's P5JS ones, and this is actually running a pyodide version, which gives access to even IPython widgets. So I guess we got to install something here. Um, so these are great demos. They'll last forever. They're just a single HTML page and some JavaScript assets. There's no need for Conda. There's need for a pip, but it does some weird thing called micro pip. So now I have NumPy and I've got something called BQplot. And then I can start going and building my figure incrementally, or building different figures um, in here. And that means that if you save something in the notebook format, and it's likely been generated with a Jupyter kernel, then you can produce a shareable asset like this that uses edge computing or latent computing and doesn't require any kind of Docker services or anything. It just, this one works in the browser. Of course, there's limitations and there's things that are different. But it's really exciting to be able to share things this way and make stuff malleable for people. It adds to that tactile dimension of accessibility that we're continually trying to access. But I'd be so remiss if I didn't talk about Jive. Oh, Jive. This is one of the Jive GitHub. Let's see, what year was the last commit? 6 years ago. So 6 year ago demo. Okay, I think there's a P5 demo in here. Yep, let's rock a P5 demo. Sick. Okay. So what version of Jupyter is this? This is the pre 1.0 version of Jupyter. So in order to get Python computation in here, I believe it uses something called a Python kernel. And then I don't know what else you get here. Let's see. So this allows you to, looks like you can live hack a bunch of things. It seems fun. Seems like a great way to teach people stuff. Let's run this though. I know this bops. Okay, it's gonna happen over there. Come on, keep on going. Don't take my focus. It's so easy to take my focus. Oh, sick. Yeah, Conway's Game of Life. How do I just keep doing it? Yeah, bop. Oh my God. So a demo from 6 years ago, still working, and I can play with it and I can touch it. It's like it's like a bike that didn't rust. It's really just super cool. When people think and talk about sustainability and endurance, things in the browser are going to endure so much longer, be so much more accessible. But I'm just melting your brains with these game of life simulations here. Maybe we'll stumble on a special one. Right now, I'm just getting little seizure ones. But yeah, these are some of the histories of this interactive compute game and just in the browser. So this is without your local system. Um, the Jupyter Light stuff's been cool. I think SymPy has been, yep, we're going to leave the page. I think SymPy's been, got like a REPL here somewhere. What's compute do? SymPy Gamma. I don't know what this is. I'm not going to go down that road. But there was a REPL here. I don't know. Some places are adopting it. I don't know who's using it. Anyway, let's not worry about that right now. Let's get back to thebe. Okay, so we're over here. I'm gonna move this print up here just for practical development purposes. But I am going to copy and paste some HTML right now from the thebe site. So I'm going to just take a minimal example and see if that gets me going, So this is the config. There's some script. Okay, so I guess I gotta have that. Probably searches for that, and then I need this script here. But then I also need this activate button. Oops, lost the paste buffer. Okay, let me copy this. I want this one first. JavaScript always comes first, but the HTML is the most important. Activate. Great. I love how big that button is. See how big that button is? It's a good big button. Anyway, close this, close this. I can always rewatch the stream, and we won't need that right now. So then I'm going to go and grab the script tag, and now I'm gonna run this, yeah, afterwards. Oh, paste, run that. Okay, okay. So we still need minimal example here. Minimal example. Adding code cells. So if I go and do this, just copy it. See what we can do. We're basically just data scientists now. We copy and paste every fucking thing. All right. So let's go and put this up here. Let's see if we can get this. I don't know if we'll be able to get this working in uh, Jupyter Lab, but we can certainly try. Ugh, don't want that. Okay, so let's hit activate. Okay, well that's a response, isn't it? And we don't have like a kernel status or anything, so it's hard to know if anything's going on. Um, but let's hit run and see if anything does anything. I imagine that there has to be attempting to execute a cell without a kernel attached. Okay, fine. Yeah, let's not let's okay. Oh right. Yeah, yeah, no, this copy paste thing doesn't work. They do the ID here, but at the same time too, it seems like I was struggling with this earlier. I couldn't get this one to work. I think what you have to have is you have to have class equals and then customize running cells when Thebe starts, configure Thebe, event hooks, user interface. So there's an activate button. Yeah, so you need Thebe activate for it to make a kernel. Otherwise, it doesn't make the kernel. Okay, activate. All right, it doesn't want to do it now. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get rid of this. This isn't going to run, and I'm going to refresh and get it. Oh man, this feels like old times. Uh, okay, where I lost. Damn it, guys! I lost code again. Keep losing code. It's so frustrating. It kills my stoke. I know you guys aren't responsible for that, but like, boy, learning's hard enough these days as it is. Oy, oy, oy. All right, so this is some code I need. And this is some code I need. Okay, and now, oh, never mind, it's still there. I'm sorry for talking shit. That wasn't nice. That was so not nice, y'all. Sorry, sorry. I really apologize. That was very mean. I should No, I should have checked myself, and then I hit activate. Okay, anyway, it should work this way. I didn't, wasn't really expecting it to work, to be honest with you. Okay, but we do have text. We have some thing here. Let's go and do so. File earlier. We did file export as HTML. Okay, all right. So now hit activate. Okay, cool. And then we hit run, and let's see. Uh, Binder's launching. That's a very excellent sign. Um, Still launching. So the kernel's ready. So we can add this status button to make this thing happen, I think. So let me hit run. Hello. Amazing. All right. So now we have taken a notebook that we made in Jupyter. We've added a thin UI layer here just to make it work. But let's do it this way. Let's go and let's inspect and let's go and get rid of this. We don't need this anymore. And jp-cell dot jp dot code dot jp code cell. Let's go into input wrapper input area. JP editor. That looks good. Okay. So here's what we're going to do instead. We're going to go and we're going to get rid of this. And then we're going to go configure this so that our selector, this is in one of the configuration parameters of Thebe, is a .jp dash code cell dash jp dash editor. And then I'm going to hit shift. We lost all the live captions. Sorry. Whoops. One day we'll get. Well, this ship will tighten up. I need like some test that's like, oh, there's no live captions on the screen. And great. So we get a selector. So Control Shift C, and I'm just going to type in HTML, and that's the export actually. I can do this all by keyboard. Activate. Okay, cool. Print hello. Run. I think it already has like a. Oh, wait. No, 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 no. Selector. Okay. We didn't run that cell. We just changed the code. So everything. So this is why restart and run all. Otherwise, everything's based on hopes and dreams. And now we got this nice keyboard pattern that we can keep hitting. And see, yeah, now we can't see that hello bit. So we go and hit activate. Nice. Now I can go and actually run this. And let's see, where are we at here in the process? Um, nice. So we can run this. Now we got an activate button again. And it's just making its own output here. So maybe we can go and change that. So that's there. And then this would run that code again. We've got print 12, 100. Um, we can run this. We can import pandas and requests. And remember, this is just running through some random connection in the browser. So, be careful what you're sending through this thing. Read JSON. Cool. Let's see. Great. Run. Nice. Sweet. So I just did some requests on some random ass machine, some random ass place in the universe. And I think Thebe has multiple ways that you could run this. I'm not gonna dive into that too much yet. Let's cinch up this output bit. So there's a I've had a habit of just going straight to the code. I don't know how to write TypeScript. I know how to read it. I don't know how to write it. I don't want to know how to write it. So I need this output selector here. What the fuck? All right. I want to double click and I want to be able to select that, y'all. Don't take away natural expectations. Don't violate that. Ugh. Anyway, stop complaining to you all. I don't need all this style. It's nice. I like that big fat thing there. So this is just an on-click event, and it's calling thebe lab bootstrap. Okay, um, and nice, nice, nice. So we don't need any of that now. So now we just have a button, and then we need to go over here and find out where our outputs go when we output them. So this would be .jp dash code cell output wrapper output area .jp dash output area. Okay. Um, okay. .jp output area. Sweet. All right, great. So now we go HTML that. This is not a bad workflow. I'm very into it. And we keep getting the same kernel each time, so I don't feel like too bad about doing this. There's probably some. So let's see. The problem we had before was where our outputs went, right? So now they get updated in the same place. I don't know what happened. It looks like some CSS got borked or something when we did that, and I don't understand. Okay, let's see. Let's see CSS. Uh, I don't know what happened. Let's try refresh. activate. Okay, so some does Steve take over here? Steve takes over a lot of stuff sometimes. Okay, output area child. Okay, so LM thebe output. Okay, so thebe output area JP output wrapper. Okay. Uh. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's try JP dash cell dash output wrapper. But anyway, I don't actually want to live here. JP dash. Uh. Whatever. I don't care enough. I don't think I can just. So okay. Here's the joy. Let's get to the joy. Let's not worry about this so much. But here's what I'm excited about is I have really powerful abilities to work interactively with static documents and not just in Python, but I can go and change the entire document with CSS. Right, okay, so this one isn't going to control. This was print 12, right? So nice. Print. Oh yeah. Okay. Body background color. I wonder what is going. Something weird. Okay, maybe it won't let me do that. Maybe they already said it. Oh, there you go. Nice. That's sick, right? Love it. So, right, I can be like super forceful. I can make this shit like do whatever I want. It's beautiful. I love it. I like red. Is that a thing? No, pink. Nice. It's delicate. It's beautiful. I'm very happy with it. Very bad color contrast over here. Um, but for my purposes of being able to test HTML representations of computational objects and stuff, this is super powerful. Alert. We feed 59 minutes. Yeah, these hour freestyle jams are really rewarding. We feed. Super fun. Great to see that nobody could watch again. I love it. But at this point, I've been able to integrate something like this into. So this is certainly not going to work for any doc. You have to work really hard to write documents that work in the browser this way. You don't get all the things that you're used to. But with that said, this is not a good document. Um, index. Okay, tables with multiple. Is that this one? So I just opened up. No. Yeah. All right, let's do tables with multiple indexes. I think. No. There's one near this one. Assistive documentation. Sorry, just looking for HTML tables and fit. No, all that stuff I wrote in a language that won't let me do this. Just yeah. Oh, I forgot I wanted to get to that. Build site to multiple indexes. Great. Here's one. Hopefully this one should work. This would be really great demo. So I integrated this stuff. I hit activate. Now I get a kernel. I get a server. So this again, this is using thebe. I'll eventually fine tune it later, but I've never been able to like customize this stuff, and it's just quite liberating. All right, looks like I've got a kernel, and oh no, maybe we'll be good. Let's see. Okay, so we're gonna run this. We got a little indent shenanigans going on there. Okay, that looks like it did something. And then we're going to go and shift tab that and align that. That did something. I got some CSS to work on here. Now this is with an MB convert template for the notebook format. And there's some stuff up there. Uh, I don't know if I can run any of these things. Let's see. We can try. Uh, Okay, run. So we don't get, so we're missing a function. It's hidden right now. That's just a small example, though. Part of it runs, and usually that's what happens. It runs until it doesn't, which is the sort of point of restart and run all, or GTFO.